Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadhaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gauradushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Taralye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripādamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you all for joining in for the study of Srila Prabhupada's book Beyond Birth and Death. So we are on chapter number 5. We were seeing the definition of pure devotional service. What is the definition of pure devotional service? Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadya Navratam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Uttama. So we should not have any desire other than pure devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. No material desires, no desire for liberation, no desire for wealth, name, fame, glory, etc. Anya Bhilashita, zero. Shunyam. Jnana Karmadya Navratam. Not trying to get any kind of knowledge that will make us very rich, very powerful, being able to you do all these magical tricks, etc. Right? Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. By following the footsteps of our bona fide acharyas coming in a bona fide guru parampara, if you are trying to favorably serve Lord Shri Krishna for his pleasure, that is Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. Anu means to follow, Anushilanam Bhakti Uttama. Then this is pure devotional service. Okay, so we'll ask devotees to read now. Okay, who wants to read? Okay, so yeah. So a person does not demand anything from the Lord for his own personal elevation or comfort. One simply engages in the service of the Supreme Lord for the pleasure of the Lord himself. That's what is mentioned here. All right, Rajalakshmi Mataji, go ahead. Although Shri Krishna indicates from there.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Although Shri Krishna indicates that he can be easily reached by one who is devoted to him, there is an element of risk involved for the yogis who practice other methods of yoga. For them, he has given directions in the Bhagavad Gita 8.23 regarding the proper time to leave the gross body. Yatra kale tva anavartim avartim chaiva yoginaha prayate yanti tam kalam vakshyami bharata rashrabha. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, can you please scroll Mataji? At which passing away from this world, one does or does not come back. Here, Krishna indicates that if one is able to leave his body at a particular time, he can become liberated, never to return to the material world. On the other hand, he indicates that if one dies at another time, he has to return. There is this element of chance, but there is no question of chance for a devotee always in Krishna consciousness, for he is guaranteed entrance into the abode of Krishna by dint of his devotion to the Lord. Agnir Jyotir Aha Shukla Sanmasha
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Uttarayana.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Hari
Mataji.
Bol. Yeah. So in this particular verse, Krishna himself says, right? Krishna is saying that for a yogi there is a risk, right? For example, if somebody is doing Ashtanga yoga meditation, right, focusing on the Supreme Personality of Godhead Paramatma in his heart, right? But suddenly, he gets into some other thought, and at that point of time he leaves his body. Then what happens? Now, because you're not able to think of Krishna at the time of death, then what happens? According to that, you take your next body, right? We also talk about Bharat Maharaj, right? Bharat Maharaj was he was practicing yoga. He left everything, but he got attached to a deer. And so as he was performing his yajna also, there are some beautiful photographs in Google also. What does it say? Now, even when he was offering oblations to the sacrifice, right? The fire. Then also he was looking at the deer and he was offering oblations to the sacrifice. So in what way, whatever we do, we should ensure that who is the central point of attraction? Our central point of attraction has to be Krishna. Otherwise, even so-called compassion, which is really good, which is a good quality to be possessed by a devotee, what happens? That also becomes an impediment, because if it frays our consciousness away from our point of devotion, which is Lord Shri Krishna. That's what is mentioned here. So if the person leaves his body in a particular kala that is not suitable for going to a higher destination, then what happens? He may fall down, or he may not get the desired destination. But Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna is asking Kaunteya, Arjuna, to declare that my devotee never perishes. So for a devotee, there is no risk. Whereas all the Ashtanga yogis, all the yogis who follow any other practice other than Bhakti Yoga, they run the risk, because they don't know when they leave their body, and that time, what are they doing, right? But a devotee practices remembering the Lord all the time, right? Whether the devotee is cooking, whether the devotee is cleaning, whether the devotee is singing, dancing, whatever, or a devotee is in the office, does not matter, because a devotee works for Krishna. Krishna is the central point of a devotee's consciousness at all times. So it does not really matter when a particular devotee leaves his body. So there is a risk in every other kind of yoga, but there is no risk in when a person is practicing Bhakti Yoga. That's what it is. All right. Karpagavali Mataji, go ahead. Agnir Jyotir Aha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra
Thank you,
Prayata
Mataji.
Gachanti Brahma Vidojana. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Those who know the Supreme Brahman pass away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light in an auspicious moment. During the fortnight of the moon and the 6 months, and the sun travels in the north. Gita 8.24. The sun spends 6 months on the north side of the equator and 6 months on the southern side. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we have information that as the planets are moving, so also the sun is moving. If one dies when the sun is situated in the northern hemisphere, he attains liberation. Tumuratis tata Krishna Sanmasa Dakshina Tatra Chandra Masam Yotir Yogi Krapaya Nivartate Sukla Krishne Gati Jagata Saswati Mati Ikaya Yati Anadvitam Anyaya Vartati Punaha. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the moonless fortnight, or in the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, or who reaches a new planet, again comes back, according to the Vedas. There are 2 ways of passing from this world, one in the light, one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. And when passes in the darkness, he returns. Gita 8.25-26. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, so that's why we sing this, right? Ashatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amritam Kamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Asatoma Sadgamaya. From ignorance or asat, we need to move towards knowledge. Jnana. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Right? From, okay. So, Asatoma, that means from untruth. What is untruth? What is relative is untruth. Right? Whereas what is actual truth is absolute truth. Absolute truth is the same. Whoever looks at it, whereas relative truth maybe, I may find it okay. According to me, this is correct. Where somebody else may have a different opinion. According to me, that is still okay, right? So a difference in the opinion is there according to the glasses we wear, right? As well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj was mentioning in a lecture, if someone wears a yellow glasses, they will see everything yellow. If someone wears a green glasses, he will see everything green. So similarly, according to the glasses we wear, we see things differently. That is relative truth. Asatoma, that is asat. So asatoma, satgamaya. We want to move towards understanding that absolute truth. Whoever sees with whichever glass, there is no other perception, there is no other understanding except the absolute truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya is what is explained, from ignorance to knowledge. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. That means this body is subject to birth and death. So when I move from this consciousness of being a body to being a soul, then I'm moving to the platform of being a temporary to that of eternal. Right? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam. Amritam means eternal. Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So peace prevails when we understand that I am not this body, because none of the anxieties of this body will I claim to be mine. Right? Even Arjuna, he said, Chanchalam hi Manak Krishna. My mind is not, my mind is restless. He did not identify with his mind. He said, my mind is restless. My mind is causing so much of trouble. So what happened? So he could get guidance to bring his mind back to what he should focus on in order to attain a success. Right? Similarly, we don't identify ourselves with the body, but we know that I am a spirit soul. I have to engage in the service of the Lord, and this body is an opportunity or a tool given by the Lord for me to act to my best interest, to the best interest of the soul, like that. Okay, let's move forward. So this is all by chance. If you practice any method other than the Bhakti Yoga process, then it is all chance, right? Something may happen, we may get a higher destination, but we run the risk of not getting also, depending on the time in which we leave our body, over which we have no control. Yes, Leela Nandini Mataji, go ahead. This is all by chance. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. This is all by chance. We do not know when we are going to die, and we may die accidentally at any time. But for one who is in Bhakti Yoga, who is established in Krishna consciousness, there is no question of chance. He is always sure. Neti Sridhi Martha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kaschana Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. The devotees who know these two paths, O Arjuna, are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Bhagavad Gita 8.27. It has already been ascertained that at the time of death, if one can think of Krishna, he is immediately transferred to the abode of Krishna. Antakale chamameva smaran mukta galevaram ya prayati samadbhavam naiti yati nasti yatra samshaya abhyasa yoga yuktena chedasa nanyagamena paramam purusham divyam yati vartana chintayan. And whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. He who meditates on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha Arjuna, is sure to reach me. Bhagavad Gita 8.5 and 8.8. Such meditation of Krishna may seem very difficult, but it is not. If one practices Krishna consciousness by chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he will be quickly helped. Krishna and his name are non-different, and Krishna and his transcendental abode are also non-different. By sound vibration, we can have Krishna associate with us. If, for instance, we chant Hare Krishna on the street, we will see that Krishna is going with us, just as when we look up and see the moon overhead, we perceive that it is also going with us. If Krishna's inferior energy may appear to go with us, is it not possible for Krishna himself to be with us when we are chanting his names? He will keep us company, but we have to qualify to be in his company. If, however, we are always merged in the thought of Krishna, we should rest assured that Krishna is always with us. Lord Chaitanya.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah,
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. So in Prabhupada Lilamrita, actually Prabhupada discusses this, right? Prabhupada's son, who very small, he asks, why is the moon always coming with us? Like that he asked Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada is giving in that example here. right? Just like when we walk, we are always seeing that the moon is above our head, or in the afternoon we're walking, we see always the sun is walking with us. Like that. Prabhupada is giving an example here. If the inferior energy of the Lord, this material energy, material nature is the inferior energy of the Lord, right? Daivim, what is that? Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya, right? This material energy is the energy of the Supreme Personality of God. It is the inferior energy of the Lord. So it is a material energy. So Prabhupada is saying here, if the inferior energy or the material energy of the Lord can travel with an individual, right? Then how is it that the Lord himself cannot, right? So the Lord will travel with that particular person who's always remembering him. Secondly, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnashuddho Nityamukto Abhinnatva Nama Namino. Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse which says Abhinnatva Nama Namino. That means the Lord and his holy names are non-different. So we can always be merged in the thought of Krishna whenever we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And now the glories of the holy name is going to come in Shikshashtakam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who's appeared in the mode of Srimati Radharani. So this is a verse that from the Shikshashtakam, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. What is it? Sindhu Mataji, go ahead. Nam Nam Akari Bahudam Nija Sarva Shaktesh Tatra Arpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Idrisham Miha Janinanuragaha. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction upon the living beings, and therefore you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energy, and there is no hard and fast rule for chanting these holy names. O my Lord, you have so kindly made approach to you easy by your holy name, but unfortunate as I am, I have no attraction for them. It's Shashtaka 2. Merely by chanting, we can have all the advantages of personal association with Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not only considered to be a realized soul, but an incarnation of Krishna himself, has pointed out that in this age of Kali, although men have no real facilities for self-realization, Krishna is so kind that he has given this Shabda, sound incarnation, to be utilized as the Yuga Dharma or the way of realization of this age. No special qualification is necessary for this method. We need not even know Sanskrit. The vibrations of Hare Krishna are so potent that anyone can immediately begin chanting them without any knowledge of Sanskrit whatsoever. Vedeshu yajneshu tapashu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam tadishtam atyeti satsarvam idam viditva yogi paramstanam upaiti chadyam. They continue with a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode, Gita 8.28.
Go ahead, Mataji. We'll complete the chapter today. Yeah.
Here, Krishna says that the purpose of Haribol, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead.
Here, Krishna says that the purpose of all the Vedic instructions is to achieve the ultimate goal of life, to go back to Godhead. All scriptures from all countries aim at this goal. This has also been the message of all religious reformers or acharyas. In the West, for example, Lord Jesus Christ spread the same message. Similarly, Lord Buddha and Muhammad. No one advises us to make our permanent settlement here in this material world. They made these small differences according to the country, time, and circumstance, and according to scriptural injunction, but the main principle that we are not meant for this material world, but for the spiritual world is accepted by all genuine transcendentalists. All indications for the satisfaction of our soul's innermost desires point to those worlds of Krishna beyond birth and death.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, very beautiful points mentioned by Prabhupada. Right? What is the purpose of all the Vedic instructions? Vedescha sarva ahameva vedyo vedanta kridveda videva chaham. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, from all of the Vedic scriptures, I am to be known. If you don't understand Krishna, but we study all the Vedic scriptures, then it is Shrama Evahi Kevalam. Then there is useless endeavor, useless labor, because we'll be still cycling around the cycle of birth and death. So what is the best alternative? To go beyond birth and death. How do you go beyond birth and death? By understanding Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the servant of the Lord, and my duty is to serve, work for the pleasure of the Lord. And this main principle is understood by all the genuine transcendentalists. Who are the genuine transcendentalists? Genuine transcendentalists are those who want to go back home, back to Godhead, who don't want to revolve around in this Janma, Mrityu, Jara and Vyadi. And that gives the eternal satisfaction for the soul. Savai pumsam paro dharma yata bhakti radok suje ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. The eternal occupation of every living entity which can give satisfaction to the soul is rendering unmotivated, uninterrupted service unto the Lord. And there should be no motive for sense gratification, even when we are performing devotional service. Our only motive should be to please Guru and Gauranga. Then success is guaranteed. Then we will be able to go beyond birth and death. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll do Harinam Sankirtan. Before that, let's see who are all there in today's session. Karpagavali Mataji is there. Who else? Okay, so devotees can switch on your cameras. We'll quickly do Harinam Sankirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Pinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyatisha Tarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Jagat Guru Sri Prabhupada Shri Gurudev ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Anyone has any queries or wants to share anything, then we can take them now. Otherwise, we can end the session. Sindhu Mataji is there. Pallavi Mataji, Hema Mataji, Ramya Mataji, Sarvagopuri Mataji, Karpagavali Mataji. Thank you all for joining in. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. Thank you very much. Yes.
Mataji,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
had a small query. Mataji, by mistake today I just killed a baby lizard. I was trying to push it. I killed a baby lizard.
Okay.
I was trying to push it away, Mataji, but somehow because it fell from 3-4 steps, it just died. So
Yeah, just chant Hare Krishna, 3 times, and because we had this cockroach treatment in our house, lot of pests in the house. So this chemical, they come and do the cockroaches, they all. So we can just chant Hare Krishna, because see, we need to have cleanliness, right? Because this is the home of the Lord. So, we don't want pests and other things, right? And we also having prasadam. So in this way, whenever we have to do something like this, because of being in this situation of this material world, we can simply chant Hare Krishna. We can pray to the Lord that, oh Krishna, because, to maintain cleanliness in the house, to ensure that all of us are protected, we had to do this. So kindly forgive. Like that, you can pray to the Lord and chant Hare Krishna as and when this process is going on also. So that those animals also, which this cockroaches or whatever animal that's getting killed also will get a better destination, better body, like that. Okay, Mataji?
There'll be no punishment as such, Mataji. I'm scared.
So, I mean, it's not, you do not intend to do it, right? Krishna is Bhavagri. He knows our intentions, right? What is our intention when we do something? So, it's fine. Okay,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Then Pranam Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. Then Pranams. Meet you on 5 a.m.